with a little different angle today, guys. Real fun stuff. I'm kneeling down from my house. We're on the Lumix X5 with the We're on the Lumix S5 with the 24-70 f2.8 S Pro lens, and I've updated to firmware 2.0. I'm shooting in 4K this time because why not? This video is just the beginning of 5 videos or 6 videos I'm going to make throughout the next week as I go on vacation. You guys may or may not care about this, but if you kind of want to follow along in some pictures as I use this camera right here. The Ricoh GR III as my main camera for my entire trip down to Florida. Now, by the time you see this, I don't know if I'm going to post this today being Saturday or tomorrow being Sunday, but I'm leaving Sunday, and I'm going to Florida with my family for a week. Long story short, Hilton timeshare thing. You know how that goes, right? Just a good chance to get out of Michigan because we were locked down up in here and whatever. But I'm bringing this camera with me for the entire trip, and let me explain why I picked this camera. Now, I am going to bring the S5 with me to shoot some videos with, but this is going to be taking 90% of the pictures or greater. And I want to explain to you why I chose this camera, and really it comes down to just a few reasons. But before I get into that, this particular model is the Street Edition. I bought this off B&H. This is the camera-only package, so it doesn't come with the little top viewfinder that comes with it. It's just an optical viewfinder, has no electric contacts to the camera body. And the reason why I picked this one is, well, for 2 reasons. One, I think the gray looks really, really cool. I like the way the gray looks right here. I took the orange ring off because even though that's a cool feature, I think it just kind of stands out and it's kind of clashy. So I put the black ring on. If you guys don't know, these rings come off. It comes with a black ring, and it came with an orange ring on the camera by default. So that's why I picked this Street Edition over just the regular one. The price wasn't too much different. The other reason why I picked the Street Edition, I can't get this ring on now. You're making me look bad. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There it is because it comes with, and I didn't even know this, an extra battery. So it comes with a battery in the camera and a battery right here, which if you guys read reviews on the GR3, they say the battery life is poor. Now, the way I've been using it the last 2 days, I've only used it for 2 days, off and on quickly, I haven't had an issue with battery life. But since I'm going to Disney, having a second battery is more important to me than having the viewfinder, at least initially. Okay, so let's get into why I picked this camera over 2 other likely competitors that do this right here. Because this is why I picked this camera in general, is because it fits in my pocket without any issue really, and it's just something where you can get out of the way. When you're managing 3 kids and you're walking around Florida, you gotta wear masks and all that stuff, you don't want to necessarily lug around a huge camera, at least I personally don't. So this is why I picked that camera. And the other options in my mind were the XF10, which you guys know I've had before, and the GR2. So let's talk about why I picked this camera over the predecessor to this, the GR2. And it really comes down to just 2 or 3 things. One is the image quality was upgraded significantly, in my opinion, from the 2 to the 3. They went from a 16 megapixel sensor to a 24 megapixel sensor. Big difference there. And they redesigned the lens that goes in this. It's still an 18 millimeter, so 28 millimeter equivalent lens on the camera, but this lens, so far in 2 days of shooting, oh yeah, it's sharp. It's very, very sharp. The third thing they did that made a big difference on this is they went from contrast-based autofocus to phase detect. Now, I gotta be careful because you hear phase detect, you think about Sony and Canon and Nikon even now with their phase detect system, they're being a lot better. It's not that good, okay? It's not as good as that, but it's much quicker and much more accurate, and it does a lot better job focusing in low light. Let me give you guys an example, or maybe I'll just put some B-roll over this as I'm talking to you guys. I'm in good light, so that's not a good example, but you'll see how fastly it does focus from subject to subject. The third reason why I ended up picking up this camera is because they actually changed the positive film filter in this, which is one of the filters I like to use the most. I'm going to try and shoot a lot of JPEG if I can. And people complain that the positive film filter in the GR2 is better than the GR3, but I think the positive film filter in this camera is more lifelike. And so for me, that was important, you know, just to make sure the skin tones are more accurate. Now, as I go through this week, I'll be sharing videos with you guys about, you know, how I have it set up, and then some pictures from the day, and maybe some like negative things and some pictures, and some positive things and pictures from the day. I'm going to do 5 videos, and at the end, my buddy is going to be down there with the X70, which is another camera that I was heavily considering of Fujifilm's. We'll compare it to that camera, but nonetheless, this is the camera I'm bringing along with me, and yeah, hope you guys. Oh, this truck driving by. I wonder if they've seen me recording on my porch and they're like, what is that guy doing? Anyways, this is the camera right here that I'm bringing with me on vacation. I put this in the same focal field because it's so locked on my face, I can't get it to lock onto the camera. Unless I put it super close. And then it's like, oh, you want to focus on the camera? Or not? It's like, still has like my head. It's crazy. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm sorry about these little quick update videos. I know they're of no value to you guys, and all you guys want to hear about is gear. But next 5 days, daily uploads, you guys will see it with pictures. All right, see ya. Bye.
Stop. I don't know how much of this my heart can take. Oh God, is it innocent to hope a heart won't break?